What up, people? It's your boy. Welcome to Just My Opinion podcast. I figured let me do a quick live stream before, instead of just doing a video, editing it, and processing it, and this, that, and the third. I'd rather just do a quick video, get it over with, and start my productive day. But how y'all living? I'm living swell. Please be sure to hit that notification bell, the subscription button, and let's get into it. Let's get it crack-a-lacking, okay? We're going to be talking about Game 2, NBA Finals, Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics, and what my thoughts and opinions about it. Now, I know a lot of people are going to make excuses. A lot of people are going to make excuses that, well, the refs were involved in the game early, and that's why the Golden State Warriors won. Draymond Green should have gotten technicals. They should have. He should have been fouled out, or had been teed up very quickly, 2 tees, and he's up out of the ball game. A lot of people feel like the referees were the driving factor of why the Golden State Warriors won. And I tell you guys, if you don't put no respect on the Golden State Warriors name, I don't know what to tell you. That was a interesting game. It was a game that everyone knew the outcome, and I felt like personally the Golden State Warriors. Personally, I felt like Game 2 was an exact blueprint of Game 1. The only difference was the Golden State Warriors hold off the Boston Celtics from making a run in the third and fourth quarter. And I felt like they was virtually the same game. The only difference was the Golden State Warriors won Game 2 and they lost Game 1. A lot of factors that gave the Boston Celtics the Game 1 victory over the Golden State Warriors were non-existent in Game 2. The Golden State Warriors came in with the mentality of, we're going to guard up your best player, and we're not going to allow the other ones we're not going to allow the others, Jason Tatum. We're going to guard Jason Tatum, but we're also going to guard one-on-one against the others. And that, Jason Tatum got his, but Jaylen Brown didn't get his. Al Horford didn't get his. A lot of players on the Boston Celtics roster didn't get theirs in Game 2. And the Golden State Warriors are going to just man them, man-to-man, no zone, little double teams. And if you're going to beat the Golden State Warriors, one of your players are going to have a phenomenal game against their defender. I thought a lot of people didn't give Draymond Green his credit. I thought Draymond Green locked down a lot of the Boston Celtics players. I will say this. Do not expect Draymond Green to duplicate his performance from Game 2 as far as locking up his man. He's a little longer in the tooth. He's a little older. And I feel like in Game 3, you're not going to see the same performance that Draymond Green had in Game 2. But nevertheless, the Golden State Warriors beat the Boston Celtics simply because they were the better team, and they have always been the better team. At the end of the day, those shooters of the Golden State Warriors are going to have nights. All right, you're gonna, you may get a few minutes from Andre Iguodala. I always mispronounce his name, and you're gonna Gary Payton Jr. It came back into the lineup and had a good game last night. You also got to worry about Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson. we haven't seen any resemblance of the Klay Thompson we all knew back in the glory days of the Golden State Warriors. So I predict Klay Thompson is going to have a night. He's going to have a great night in either in Game 3, 4, and 5 or 5. Steph Curry was Steph Curry. Now Draymond Green did say something interesting. After the game, he talked about how even when KD was in the lineup, we always begin and end with Steph Curry, even when KD was on that roster. And that's what they pretty much did last night, and as well as Game 1. So the Golden State Warriors are only going to go as far as Steph Curry can take them. And the Golden State Warriors capitalized off of the Boston Celtics really didn't have anybody at their disposal that can guard up Steph Curry and cut off his opportunities. And I feel like that's going to really plague the Boston Celtics. They're going to have to find a point guard or a two guard that can stay in front of Steph Curry. And Steph Curry only had 29 points, but they were effective 29 points. Steph Curry doesn't have to score 40, 50 points in order for the Golden State Warriors to win. I feel like the Golden State Warriors, top to down, have the better talent, the better players than the Boston Celtics. Yes, everyone looks at the obvious, okay? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, okay? And the other cast over there. But I don't, yes, if you rank them, Jason Tatum is going to be better than Klay Thompson. But I don't think Jason Tatum's impact is better than the impact of Steph Curry. So a lot of things I saw in Game 2 were it was the same as Game 1 and Game 2 mirrored one another. The only difference was the Golden State Warriors didn't allow the Boston Celtics to come back. Remember, folks, Game 1, the Golden State Warriors led the majority of that game in 3 quarters. Now, they did let it go, and I felt like, personally, they let the foot off the gas, and they was trying to experiment with different things and trying to coast and cruise and things of that nature. Let me get this sun out of my eyes. I'm going to have to move someplace else because this sun is really bothering your boy, okay? So let's just move up a little further. But, yeah, we'll do this right here. So, I feel like in order for the Boston Celtics to win, they're going to have to slow the tempo down. They cannot, and I said this in videos and live streams as well, you don't want to get in a shooting match with the Golden State Warriors because the Golden State Warriors have more shooters than the Boston Celtics. Now, they may have a great 1-2 punch with the Boston Celtics between Tatum and Brown, but the splash, you still got the Splash Brothers to worry about. Even though Klay Thompson, we haven't seen the great performance of Klay Thompson. He's been in these games, but he hasn't been a huge factor for the Golden State Warriors. But the Golden State Warriors have other options that can shoot the ball. So the Boston Celtics do not want to get in a situation where we're going to go up and down the court and we're going to try to outscore the Golden State Warriors. They're going to play right into the Golden State Warriors trap. And a lot of people have tried and failed at it. Now, when they played against the Toronto Raptors, even though they had Kawhi Leonard and the cast of characters that they had in Toronto, you still and Toronto deserved to win their championship. But okay, Kevin Durant was out of the lineup. Klay Thompson was out in the lineup. Boogie Cousins was out in the lineup. I felt like if those guys could have at least played somewhat in the finals, we may have a different outcome. But when you try to, other than that, and that has more to do with injuries than performance, other than that, if you try to outshoot the Golden State Warriors, you're sadly mistaken, and you're going to lose a lot more than you win. If you don't believe me, take it from LeBron James. They tried to outscore the Golden State Warriors, and look what happened to them. Okay, I felt like, and I'm going to give them the same advice I gave the LeBron and Cleveland Cavaliers. I feel like the way you can beat the Golden State Warriors, you have to slow down the game. Make it a possession game. And you're going to have to get up into them defensively. Pause, okay? You're going to have to advocate the awareness of defense when you play against these Golden State Warriors. And you have to slow down the tempo, and you have to make better shot selections. Stop jacking threes, because if you start jacking threes, that plays in the hand of the Golden State Warriors. And you got to get the Golden State Warriors out of that small lineup. If the Golden State Warriors continue to run a small lineup, they're going to outshoot the Boston Celtics right out of the gym and right out of the NBA Finals. So that's my analysis of last night. And I felt like the Golden State Warriors were going to win game 2 regardless. All right. And at the end of the day, like I've said in multiple live streams and in videos, the Golden State Warriors are going to win this finals. And I feel like this finals is not going to go any further than 5 games. I'm still saying that the Golden State Warriors are going to win. And it's going to be 5 games. They're not going to sweep the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are going to make it very competitive. And but I feel like ultimately the reason why I reached that conclusion was the Golden State Warriors are more experienced. They have the most talent. They have the better roster. They have the better bench. They have the better coach. When you put all of those factors, now the Boston Celtics have a better 1-2 punch. They got a better tandem. They got a better duo. Al Horford is not too shabby. All right. As well as the other players on the Boston Celtics. But when you start stacking the pros and cons of the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors, the Golden State Warriors is going to hands down win this. I feel like it's going to be 5 games. I don't see this going 7 games unless the Boston Celtics, unless the Golden State Warriors have a major injury. So we're going to see what game 3 is going to be. Now, game 3 is going back to Boston. If the Golden State Warriors can just steal one in Boston, they're going to be living high on the hog. I suspect that the Golden State Warriors are going to capitalize and win the next couple of games in Boston, and they're going to win the championship back in Golden State Warriors when they go back into their arena. So yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. I'm up out of here. I'll holler at you guys later. Okay, deuces.